Hello, testing, testing. Hello, everyone. I was sick last week, and a lot of my positions are rolling back. Some of them, especially AEH, are getting a round trip, and then I got stopped out, break even most of my trades, and then I traded quite badly on Monday and Tuesday. Yeah, on Monday I actually bought ARM on the 21 EMA. But after that, a lot of my positions are start getting stopped out, and the market is seems rolling over. And on Tuesday, I just sold my ARM when it starts reversing in this 15-minute candle, and also sold the remaining like Nepius and I think Fly. I also got Fly yesterday, but I also sold it all. And now I'm feeling pretty good after like the past few days, getting some rest. So I think it's a great time, and the market seems is getting some strength after the pullback. This is the first green day at the open. No, actually not, but yeah, the past few days the market isn't that interesting. But for the past few days, I keep scanning the relative strength and some possible sector that is looking strong. But definitely Rocket Lab is one of the leaders right now. But I really want to see a little pullback. Hopefully, the market can go a little bit more sideways before another leg up. And I keep tracking them MU and SNDK. I don't know, but I believe there could be more upside for them, for the memory names and the general market as well. Yeah, Marvel shakes me out on Tuesday. Just really annoying. But it is what it is. Today I'm not planning to do a lot. Maybe just one or two possible intraday pullback. Maybe MU or SNDK. Not planning to trade that much. I would like to see more sideways. Hopefully. Yeah, ARM looks absolutely wonderful, and I sold it yesterday. Ah, and I think gold and silver is are the short candidates for the next bounce. I think they're ready. Hopefully, they'll get a bounce in the coming days or weeks. So silver get a pretty ugly reversal candle on the weekly. Now it's staying under the all the EMAs on the daily chart too. And gold is even the weaker one. Hopefully we'll get a bounce into the declining 9 or 21 on the weekly. So yeah, if we get a bounce, uh Yeah, I think I would trade them on the short side. Oh, ARM is exceptionally strong. So solar is one of the theme that I'm looking at right now. EMPH. So I bought this breakout, inside day breakout, and then the next day stops me out and finding support intraday and then close really strong and then it's lifted off. That's why I just try to focus on the pullback more often in the recent years. The pullbacks are always the best entry point. Mostly the best entry point. And yeah, this is one of the example. And from my own trades, and I took the feedback. Yeah, another one getting shake out. Hate it. I think that's probably it. Looks like I'm gonna get stopped out pretty soon. Like a SPY is at the 9 EMA, still below it. IWM is finding some resistance on the weekly 9 EMA and the previous swing high too. And this is the first day of the bounce. Napier stops out again. Even though I'm taking small losses, but I'm pretty bullish on the market, given this pullback has shaken me out on onto many positions, and I think it is a good reset. And we are seeing some leaders taking the lead. ALAP and ARM. Intel is up 6% today. No, I got stopped out from MU. It just it just hits my stop and finds support. I'm still keeping an eye on any potential entries later today. Don't think it is. We'd like to see some. We'd like to see the reaction on the maybe the 15-minute pullback from the indices. Are we seeing a fade, or can we find some support? Maybe like for the Qs, here would be a better level to buy. Tesla looks like it's finding support on the 50 and 150 EMA. Weekly charts also looking really nice. Keep building higher lows and find support at the also the 921 EMA. I don't want a straight up rally. From the support. Hopefully it can tighten up a bit. I actually kind of like core wave. This weekly chart pulls back into the 50 EMA. All the EMAs are tightened up slightly below the anchor VWAP from the all-time highs. Although it is below the anchor VWAP from the swing low, but above this low right here. And core wave is now attempting to close above the 60-minute 9 EMA. I think it's oh, I'm gonna wait for a bit. So a lot of stocks, either they are pretty extended and without any long base, or they're still kind of within the base. Like iron is within a long base, but at the 50 EMA. But weekly, it looks wonderful. Like this is the breakout candle, but we got to pull back into the 9 and 21 EMA on the weekly, and also the bar low on this breakout candle. I I really like that. Like it just checks many people's out, but as long as it found support, like if it doesn't lose the 50, and hopefully a quick bounce uh to the upside and stay above the and reclaiming the 21 or the 9 EMA on the daily, it would be really nice. And I think that could be an entry today. Yeah, so if iron really found support here and starting turning up, today could be day one of the trend. And Cypher is a similar chart. Cypher is also like a weekly pullback. It found support on the 50 EMA. And it is stronger than IREN. So we are now getting a fade, and especially for SPY, is this under the 9 EMA, and then intraday, it is finding resistance. I just put some iron. I think this is the kind of bullish sign if the indices are fading, but individual stocks are breaking out. Given that the daily chart, the big picture is they're bullish, but they are kind of weak on a lower time frame. So your overall direction is bullish, and if you saw relative strength in that circumstances, then I think it's great to pull the trigger. And MU and SMTK, it is at the 60-minute 9 EMA. Side there is breaking out too. Circling corn is undercutting and reclaiming. 60-minute 9 EMA. Although it is still below all the daily EMAs, but they are like the 9 is still above the 21. 21 is still above the 50. Man, I kind of like the action today. I didn't expect the market being this strong. I think I would, if coin works uh today, then maybe tomorrow take circle as well. We'll see. Okay, I think I've entered this many positions, and I think that's actually that is very aggressive. But I'm quite amazed by today's action, especially from the weak names. Fly is also breaking out. So as I said, I really want the market to uh, go sideways for a bit. But you know, we never get one in the previous rally. So I believe getting in fast is getting more and more important recently. Like you need to position yourself quickly when the market starts turning up. You really need to be quick and precise. No, I'm not getting stopped out or yesterday on ARM. I just panic sell it. I just close all the positions because I bought it at just on Monday dip on the pullback into the 21 EMA, and I think this is a like perfect entry. Like when the market it starts pulling back, and IWM is pulling back into the below the 21 EMA. But I just panic sold it on yesterday's on this 15-minute candle with the weakness across the general market. Yeah, I think last week from this rally, I learned a pretty important lesson. That is, I hold a lot of the names without selling it, without selling enough into strength. So I'm holding a huge positions, and when the market starts turning back, like the market is, it's definitely kind of extended, but definitely it could also get more extended, further extended, but like the odds of getting a pullback is definitely higher when you get a 90-degree runs for weeks. So I was holding a lot of positions, like the full size positions, and when the pullback comes, so I gave back lots of my profits, and and then it eventually leads to like selling some really good entries, like ARM. That really sucks. And with this experience, and I believe like even though if I get the chance for the next like the next similar situation, like I would I think I would sell more into strength, because like from the beginning of this rally, I'm telling myself that I like to try to hold more and to trim less, trail more. But yeah, I think from this pullback, I think I don't have the stomach to hold that many positions, as I'm pretty like aggressive on the position sizing. And I believe like I I have the ability to buy back, even um, if I sell a leader too early, and yeah, or or just find another opportunity. So yeah, probably next time I'm gonna sell more into strength, and then maybe I can keep I can hold the leaders longer, and like to then not to get shaken out when the pullbacks really comes. So I'm keep adjusting yeah, adjusting my style and try to find the optimal approach. The optimal approach to me, like maybe uh I think that works better for my for my personality or for my style. Yeah, sell some in the stream and keep the remaining through the pullback. And also freeing up more buying power for the pullback, like for buying the pullback when it really comes. Because when you're holding lots of positions with uh with full size, you generally won't get lots of buying power when the market starts pulling back, and also when the pullbacks really happened, and then you will also lose give back some profits and in the drawdown, which also decreases your buying power as well as your like mental capital too. I think this is like the key lesson learned. Key lesson learned, and yeah, I think I handled the pullback very badly. Oh, fly is flying, man. Mara is really strong. Should have focus more on Mara. SMCI is breaking out from the previous highs near the 50 EMA on pullback. Looks pretty good. And a lot of these software names are gaining strength. Like ASTS, space name. So space is also a really strong sector right now. Finding support on the 50 weekly EMA. Oh, failed to buy on the yesterday. There will be a really good chance on the pullback. Always, like, looks good in hindsight, but like always misses them. The CLSK is also showing huge relative strength during the pullback, and now it is already cleared the previous swing high. frequency of the V-shaped recovery or lockout rally. Is progressive exposure not optimal anymore? This is a great question. In some sense, I think yes. But when the market was lower and would like to pull back and like form many bases within the uptrend, I think like progressive exposure works much better in that market conditions. Because like for example, let's see. Maybe let's say you're buying you're starting to buy some new positions when the market starts turning up and breaking out into the upside, and maybe you only bought maybe 2 or 3 positions, and on this breakout day, and they all worked, then you'll get some pullbacks in the coming days, or like the retest on the 9 EMA several days later, and then following by another breakout. So maybe from the pullback or from the breakouts, then you can enter a few more names. And then like the market went up for like 2 to 3 days and go sideways for the next few weeks. And even get a shakeout below the 21 EMA. And then we got another breakout and another pullback into the 21 EMA. And even during the next leg up, we also got like 2 retests on the 9 EMA. So you get a lot of like pullbacks or like the new bases formed and the opportunities for entries. But with a like a straight up market like this, you won't get many. But I think I'm a little bit too aggressive, and but increasing the like aggressiveness is a possible shift. I think it is okay for for the like this type of market with a higher volatility and less pullbacks. And another thing about like the lockout rally or V-shaped recovery is that it won't shake you out really often. So generally, if you just bought it at the right time, I mean, like if you just randomly bought uh any day on the way up, it won't like it won't probably shake you out. Yeah, but still, I think I don't recommend like being being this aggressive, like opening like 8 positions on the day and being stopped out 3 times before that. Uh, but you can be a little bit more aggressive. Like if you are taking 2 to 3 positions max in a day, then you can maybe increase it to maybe 4 or even 5. And I think it's feasible. Like when the market is like getting faster and faster. I think like Nebius for this move up, generally, maybe like 2 to 3 years ago, there will be another pullback, like a really nice VCP formed before the real breakout on maybe on this day, like after this day or this day, there will be another pullback into maybe the 21 EMA and then flex a little bit for a few weeks, like days or weeks, before really breaking out. But like the market just don't like to stop. Like it just going straight up when it starts gaining strength, when it starts closing above the EMAs. Like everyone would expect a like if it was a textbook VCP pattern, there will be another uh, uh, pullback or base formed. But yeah, we never get one. Yeah, and also that's why I also reduce my uh, risk per trade because I know I wanted to like be fast and entering more trades within the same day. So like I can control my drawdown better if I risk less on each trade. If I get stopped out on all positions today, how much percentage risk to my account? 0.3% each, so it's around like 4% daily drawdown. It looks like we're seeing a fade on oil. Trying to set up a VCP, but it's not breaking out on today. In the drawdown now, what do you recommend that you do? I think like the first first thing you need to do is to figure out, are there any reasons, what are the reasons leading you in the drawdown? Are you over trading? Are you finding the stocks that didn't work, or your stop loss settings is not optimal enough, etc. Always you can learn something new when you are studying your losers. Do I ever take into considerations, take the earnings result into consideration? No. Looking back at yesterday's pullback, do you consider it a great opportunity or a bearish signal to avoid entering any positions? But like, the market has already found support and it's bouncing back up. It's like it's meaningless to trade in hindsight. So definitely you can you can take yesterday's price action or experience as an example, like to remind yourself in a similar situation like this. I think this is going to happen many times in the future. Like it is like IWM pulls back into the 50 EMA. A lot. We are getting 1, 2. Maybe this one is a 3, 4, 5, and this is the 6th since 2025. And this is the first pullback into the 50 EMA after the leg up. So generally, the first pullback is the strongest one. Like it works the best. And I think you shouldn't consider it. You will never know whether it is the dip or it is the reversal. Like before it happens. Like during the intraday, during yesterday, what you want to do is to find the great entries, to find the great pullback entries, maybe like ARM or like actually a lot. ESTS I just covered, and you just buy the pullback and let the stocks tell you. I think that would be the correct mindset. So if your new positions, your pullbacks are not working, like maybe they get a quick bounce and then starts rolling over and hit your stop on the same day or a few days later, then it would not be a good sign. Then it would not. Then it will the 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 probability of getting a top is higher instead of a dip. But no matter what, I think buying a pullback on like a multiple supports level, that is a great entry level. If I missed ASTS yesterday, will you consider LUNR today? Yeah, I think today is also a good pullback buy with the previous highs and the 9 EMA. But I don't like the character of this stock. Is like it's more choppy. But yeah, I think if you are buying it on the lows of the day, like the pullbacks, is a good entry. Will I buy a stock if you're holding it? I I did really poor on adding a stock, on adding into a stock. Generally I'm because uh I only have a really low win rate, so most of my trades are not going are going to get stopped out. So if I get stopped out from an ad, sometimes I would like I would like the average cost of your positions are will be will be increased after your ad. And I think I my mindset on that trade would be a little bit like uh getting affected by that. Yeah, I think I'm really not good at adding on the position. And another point is generally my initial sizing is around 25 to 30%. So if I'm not selling to strength and the stock has uh, keeps running higher, then probably I would also I would still get a maybe 25 or 30% position after it keeps running up. So if I need to add on that position, then it will become maybe a 40 or 45, even 50% position. And that would be too huge and difficult to handle. I mean, like, theoretically, it's possible, but in reality, if you're holding a 50% position, it's really difficult. CLSK on 1530. I'm not a fan of like buying far away from the EMAs. But stop on low of day, that would be a 4%, around 4% stop. Yeah, that would be a pretty wide stop for me. But yeah, but you you need to be a little bit aware of like uh the market conditions when you are buying this kind of breakouts, because we are now in a really strong market and CLSK is the leader on this breakout. Like the market is still within the base, but CLSK has already like on top, like or already uh breaking out from the high of the base. So you need to be aware of that, because if you're I think if you keep buying, like the extended breakouts is you really need to pick a good market and a good stock for that. And I would also prefer a tighter stop. But actually, from CLSK, from this chart, what I can see is it is riding the 15-minute 9 EMA pretty perfectly, like since yesterday's breakout. So today intraday also pulls back into the 15-minute 9 EMA, and I think maybe it could be a like a play here, like just use the 15-minute 9 EMA as the entry and set a tight stop to just to just uh hop on the ride. I think like another example for that is maybe if you're buying on this day here, like also a breakout from the previous day high. I mean the day. I mean the high of the previous base, the high of the base, and then you get a few days, like a 1 or 2 days follow through it before the gap down, and then it stops you out. Uh, so it definitely will have a lower win rate than buying within the base or like in the lower parts at the very beginning of a move. How often do I use bigger than 0.3 hour risk? Yes, only a few trades that I'm really confident or like it looks really good. And Nvidia earnings today, so we could get a gap down tomorrow, but I I'm not taking consideration on it. What do I think? What do you think about NVTS? What I think about is not important. What the market does is the only important thing that you should focus on. Is there any standard of far away from EMA? Uh, I don't have any like indicators on that. I know there are some indicators like ATRs from EMAs or SMAs, but personally not a fan of them, so I'm just not using it. DOCN pullback buy on 9 EMA today. There isn't any pullback buy, just a breakout. Yeah, I think like it definitely worth a try for trading the breakouts. One of the strongest stocks in the software names and actually in the market too. C is the pullback of CVX on Monday. A good entry. Ooh, this one. Yeah, really good, really good. But it is a really slow moving name like Chevron. Uh, but technical wise, it's a really good entry on the daily EMAs. Weekly also near the 9 EMAs, I believe. What's the difference between focus and tracking in my list? Actually, not much difference. I just uh a tracking is simply the tracking, but the focus names are the ones that maybe is actionable. It's more it's more actionable. Sometimes I would still trace the names on the tracking watch list, but like nothing fancy. Can you give some advice on stock picking except theme? What are the other important characters for stocks to focus? Except theme. I think first I really like trading the liquid ones. Like the ones at least maybe have like $500 million volume per day, or at least with maybe 10 billion market cap, or yeah. Because like um not only you get a better spread or less slippage, but generally the best stocks, like the stocks that are going to make multi-week, even multi-month move, are going to be the stocks that are the more liquid one, because like the institutions are going to buy them. And if you keep focusing on the liquid stocks, like you generally will have a higher chance of getting a huge winner, or a stock that has a maybe 500% move, and you can get a pretty decent size on that. Because if you're trading a liquid stocks with a small market cap, uh, you have a high risk of getting a gap down, and you will be really difficult to size up. And I think most of the high quality names are the one that is that's really liquid. Like it is trading more than 1 billion since the first leg up. The Marvel is also trading more than 1 billion since the first pop from the lows here. A-Lab is trading also more than 1 billion after this gap up. And I think another, apart from the theme of liquidity, another one is the weekly charts. I really like looking at the weekly. But generally, some names that is looking bad on the daily maybe actually looks good on the weekly. So Nebius has a really has a pullback on below the 21 EMA on this week here. And this is what the daily looks like. It's like here, like staying below the 50 EMA or the 9 or the 21. But it's actually pulling back into the 9 and 21 EMA on the weekly chart. After the long base, and is building higher lows, riding the 50 EMA on the weekly. And this is something like Iron is doing something similar. Hopefully it can get a breakout in the future days. So it is also pulls back into the weekly EMA after a long base, and that's the first higher low made after this pullback. So that's why I would really like to enter IREN today to really get it early. Because if you miss on the Nebius in the lows, it's really difficult to enter it on the way up. Are you trading pullbacks mostly? I think yes. But like some of them are actually breakout, but it is an intraday pullback, and I think some pullbacks is actually an intraday breakout. It's a little bit like, for example, IONQ today. I consider this is actually a breakout, but it's a breakout on the daily. Pullback, a pullback in lower time frame, maybe 60-minute or 15-minute time frame. But EMPH is actually a breakout. It's actually a breakout today. IREN is also a breakout. So SNDK and MU could be more like a pullback one, but like maybe on the daily it is a gap up and a pullback into the 9 EMA. But I actually bought it on the 5-minute breakouts. So it's actually a mix of breakouts and pullback, but on different time frames. Like it really depends on what time frames you are referring to. So I think I've talked enough for today, and this is going to be the end for today's stream. And thank you guys for coming. See you in the next one.